Hello everyone, I'm Old Guardian, and this is the third part of my journey to learn chess as an adult, a 41-year-old, starting pretty much from scratch. And now I have looked into the basic rules, I've looked into some piece checkmates, and in this video I'm going to start looking into checkmate patterns. I had a great time doing these puzzles, and I hope you enjoy them as well. Checkmate the opponent in one move. The back rank mate is checkmate delivered by rook or queen on back rank. Yeah, well, yes, I'm aware of that one. Another back rank mate. Checkmate the opponent in two moves. Well, isn't that very simple? I capture with the rook and then I capture with the queen. Checkmate the opponent in one move. Further mate rather than back rank mate. Yeah, same principle, the king cannot escape. Checkmate in three moves. So we want to use the queen that's protected to go over there, and then the opponent will not have enough time because we sacrifice the queen, and then rook takes and checks. Okay. Checkmate the opponent in one move. The hook mate involves the use of rook, knight and pawn, along with one blockading piece. Rook, knight and pawn. One blockading piece to limit the opponent king's escape. Rook is protected by the knight and the knight is protected by the pawn. Yeah, so we move the rook over there and then the king has no escape and the rook is protected by the knight. Yeah. Checkmate the opponent in three moves. Can it be like this? Does this work? No. I mean, rook checks, bishop takes. Do we take the bishop with the rook? I take the bishop with the rook. Oh yeah, then that left no other outs. Yeah, sure. Yeah, I see that now. Checkmate in three moves. There's a knight protected by a pawn, also protected by the queen. Well, queen cannot take the bishop because the king would capture. I don't think I get this one. I need to check what happens. So you should go with the queen. Really? I thought that was not possible. What am I missing? So it's a queen sacrifice. Okay, I didn't see the queen sacrifice there. In that case, I suppose it's then a rook check. And then it's a rook mate with the knight protecting it. I didn't look hard enough into the queen sacrifice. Okay. That's what I didn't understand. In Anastasia's mate, a knight and rook team up to trap the opposing king between the side of the board on one side and a friendly piece on the other. This checkmate got its name from the novel Anastasia und das Schachspiel by Johann Jakob Wilhelm Heinze. Side of the board and friendly piece. Let's just rook over there and that's a mate. Okay. Oh, that's actually how it goes, right? It's not. I thought I was going to do knight over there. No, then the bishop takes. No, then the bishop takes the queen, of course, yeah, sure. Yeah, that was never going to work out. So you want me to take that with the queen, but then the... But I take with the queen and then the king takes. But then I have check with the... I have check with the rook. Once again, I'm constantly failing to see these queen sacrifices. So this is another queen sacrifice, isn't it? It's not. There's a blunder. A blunder. Oh no. Okay, we don't sacrifice the queen. But then we check with the knight. We have checked with the knight. It returns this, it returns that. So then we sacrifice the queen. And then we check with the rook. It was a queen sacrifice, but it just there was one intermediate step that I didn't see. But we have checkmate in 3 moves. What if I check with the knight? Knight over there, check. We have nothing that can capture the knight, so the king has to move to the corner. But then what? What would be my next move after that? I still can't all of a sudden go in with the queen. Yeah, you're not kidding. This is the answer, isn't it? It's another queen sacrifice. I can just never get over sacrificing my queen. Like, I like my queen. I don't want them to die. It's just like it's complete opposite of what I want to happen. I want those queens to live and prosper. But maybe I will ultimately learn to let go. Yeah, queen, it just keeps dying. Every puzzle I have to kill it off. How can that be? Such a perplexing notion. Checkmate the opponent in 3 moves. The name of this pattern was coined by Polish master David Janowski. Turning to coupled rooks on a player's 7th rank as swine. So these are the swine here. For this type of mate, the rooks on white's 7th rank can start out on any 2 of the files from A to E. And although black pawns are commonly present, they are not necessary to affect the mate. So how am I supposed to win here? I move a rook over there and the rook takes. That's probably not what I want to do. But I can move the rook over here. Yeah, this is the way it works. Okay, I got it. I understood. Alright. I just learned something. How about that? The rooks were protecting each other, so the king couldn't capture. Checkmate the opponent in 6 moves. That's too many moves. I cannot think that far ahead. So if this is supposed to be another blind swine mate, that means the doubled rooks on 7th file. Or rank. Is it 7th rank and D file? Is that the correct terminology? I have 1 rook on the 7th rank. So I need to get the other rook over there somehow. I can check with this rook, because the knight protects it from the king. So the king has to withdraw to the corner. So I can do that. But can I afford to now move the other rook here for protection? What will happen? Let's say I try that. I try to move the other rook. And then does it matter which rook I take the knight? I take the knight with this rook, right? No, I take the knight with this rook. I'm not certain if it matters. Why does that matter now? Why can't I go on with this here? Oh, now the king can escape this way. That's why I can't move like that. Because the king will get to escape. So it does matter with which rook I take the knight. I have to take knight with this rook, because otherwise the king escapes. So by doing it like this, means that I can just keep pushing, and then the knight will protect that square, so then the king is trapped. Okay. Better than Hearthstone cooldown puzzle. Yes, these are. Like, everything you need to solve the puzzle is right here. Then it's just whether you can figure it out. I like that kind of puzzles. They can be challenging, but I like them. Checkmate the opponent in 5 moves. But I can't take with the rook now, can I? Rook takes, then rook takes. Rook takes, but I don't have the tools for the mate. What if I use the knight to take the rook? King takes. Rook takes. King starts to escape in this direction, right? What if rook takes? If king tries to run over here, there's a rook that can check. It has to be the pawn that takes. Rook takes, pawn takes. No. No, king h3. I got a little confused with the notation. Yeah, the king can escape that way. That's what I didn't see. And then I can start pressuring them, right? They have to run, right? They have to run again, and then it's another check, and then it's a mate. I want to do that again, so it was rook takes. I didn't see this response. Why did they check here? Why the check and not rook takes this rook? Why didn't that rook take this rook? Takes rook. If I take that rook, then the king takes. I'm missing something obvious, but I don't know. I'm missing the back rank. So if rook takes, then I check with the rook here. And then it's a mate because the knight prevents the king from escaping. Yeah, you're right. I didn't see that. It's a mate because of the knight that prevents the king from escaping. If rook takes. Okay. Yeah. These knights, they can be difficult to spot. Well, we move on to a smothered mate. Checkmate the opponent in one move. Smothered mate occurs when a knight checkmates a king that is smothered, surrounded by his friendly pieces, and has nowhere to move, nor is there any way to capture the knight. It is also known as Philidor's legacy after Francois Andredanic and Philidor, though its documentation predates Philidor by several hundred years. So smothered mate in one. We move the knight, and the knight checks, and it's a mate because the king is trapped. Checkmate in two moves. Well, now there's no kind of problem. If we repeat what we did previously, then this queen is just going to take the knight. So I can't do that. Oh, I know. Queen takes. Smothered mate. Okay, we got that. Always sacrifice every puzzle is sacrificing your queen. Every single puzzle you sacrifice your queen. Checkmate in two. Are you kidding me? You have got to be kidding me. Every puzzle. So now what I have learned from chess today is that you should always sacrifice your queen. Because sacrificing queen wins games. Yeah, some Vivaldi, of course. Why not? Also one of the first CDs of classical music that I have bought. But this is a public domain performance. This is not the performance from the CD that I have. Yeah, this is the Four Seasons. Sacrifice queen is prestige. Checkmate the opponent in 6 moves. Holy cow, how am I supposed to calculate 6 moves ahead? I have no idea whatsoever. Just find a way to sacrifice the queen. I mean, if I move the knight, the queen will check. I'm thinking of moving the knight, but I can't move the knight here because the bishop would take. No, it wouldn't take. It wouldn't take anything because there's a check. I can perfectly safely move my knight here. Then there was a check. Queen take. No, queen blocks. But queen is unprotected now. There's nothing helping it. So we're going to take their queen. Now that we have taken their queen, I can't go there to check because then the pawn would take. Going there to check doesn't work too well. What's the follow-up to this? Now I managed to get a lot of material advantage by taking the queen. I mean, I was thinking of bishop takes, but then knight takes. And then the knight threatens my queen even. That would be terrible. I considered like knight check. But then the king moves here. Because that's the only place it can go. The knight cannot be captured. And what do I do after that? I can't check again by knight here, because then the pawn will take. Let's see. Inferno66, hey, thank you so much for the sub. Yeah, this looks like trying to figure out something about chess. Leonard, funny story from the mid-20th century. Famous master Romanovsky had an argument with another Soviet master GM who is better. How many times have you sacked the queen in your career? I sacked it 0 times. I did it 10 times. And so I guess out of those 10 sacrifices, at least 8 were blunders. Yeah, I think with my rudimentary understanding of chess I would agree. Doesn't seem like queen is sacrificed nearly as often as it is in these puzzles. But I also can't let go of the pressure, because if I don't move the knight and I don't check, then the bishop will take. I just don't see any other move than the knight going back over there. But I just don't see what the next move. I couldn't see any other move than this, but I also couldn't see what are the positions that I'm going to take after that. Actually, pawn cannot take. Pawn cannot take because there's a check from the queen. Pawn cannot take. And when pawn cannot take, that means the knife was safe here for a moment when the king was taken to a safe spot. And then I'm just figuring out one step at a time, which is not great. It's a queen sacrifice again. That's it. Every single puzzle is a queen sacrifice. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the content, please click the like button, subscribe to my channel, and check out my Twitch channel.